audience approaches Brian and Trish and tells them that the audience feels a natural connection between them, and they should spend quality time together, then gives Brian a mistletoe. They bring pancakes to bedroom 3 and get comfortable together. Jimmy's journal, where he keeps his eggnog recipe and various other notes, is missing, and he thinks someone took it. He douses himself with cologne and comes for Trish.
Whoa!
Can you fucking chill out?
Oh God, what are you putting on yourself?
Hey man, it's Christmas.
Megan shouts thanks for ruining Christmas and fumes to the others that he smokes too much and won't shut up. He later finds where it was hidden. Once the judge arrives, the nativity play begins.
Of course.
Away in the manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head.
Jimmy wins $1,000 in a landslide for his contribution to the play. The hogtie challenge is next. The fish must untie themselves and race to their presents. The last one to get theirs loses their chips. The Christmas spirit is really in effect here as irate fish begin piling onto each other with insults while they're repeatedly tied and retied. Taylor targets Jimmy for talking too much, blaming him when the producers duct tape everyone's hands and telling him over and over to shut up. The audience votes nearly unanimously to muzzle Jimmy. When Jimmy very nearly places last, his anger explodes.
What's the deal with that?
There you go, Mr. Jimmy. Very nice.
Come on!
Hey,
Fuck you! None of this was to go to me! Retard!
Shut the fuck up, Jimmy.
Fuck you too, bitch!
Shut the fuck
What
up,
happened?
dumbass.
Don't fuck with me right now.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
fuck with me right now.
Okay, contain yourself, retard.
That's right. Fucking Christ.
CK, a woman who Brian dated for many years and only broke up with last month, is revealed to be Brian's Christmas surprise. The other fish open their gifts.
what is that there?
It's a Procol.
All right.
Ben receives a birthday cake from his mom in front of all the fish. Happy 40th fucking birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, dear Ben. Happy birthday to you.
Then Jimmy discovers someone has put sesame sauce in the eggnog and breaks glass in the kitchen out of anger. Megan begins to say she wants to leave, so the judge sits with her and tells her they'd like her to stay. She explains to Jet that Jimmy throwing the chair and throwing the eggnog scared her a lot. Chris Lynch rushes to the house and she mellows out with him for hours. Jimmy tells TJ he's feeling fucking done and is tired of the others blaming him when they struggled to get themselves free. Taylor comes and apologizes for antagonizing him and says things have escalated too fast. Shinji brings him a cigarette and tells him he'll always help.
Sorry guys, just it was too
Yeah,
much.
I can understand. Yeah,
It was too much. Getting blamed for everything during the hog tying competition, and it's like then this, and it's like just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's super frustrating
Yeah.
to me also, yeah.
Thank
Relax.
Brian and CK sit down with Trish to tell her Brian's relationship with Trish is over. Brian explains that he broke up with CK because he was dragging her down just 1 month ago, after dating her since he was 19. Brian says the second he saw CK, he was done pretending to date Trish. CK says he needs to leave because the house is making him regress. Cole bursts in and dances around behind them. Brian and CK talk in private and eventually make out when Trish springs from the bathroom and dumps the poop and dead bird that she received among her gifts on the pair. She tells them she and Brian had sex, the night they hid in the closet. Ben guards CK and Brian while Trish torments them from downstairs.
Go home with your bitch! Show her how loyal you are!
Just before Scott leads the fish in Aikido, Jimmy agrees to pay TJ and Taylor in cash to help him clean the shit in their shared bedroom, now somewhat returned to his emotional baseline. He apologizes to Megan and says it all got to be too much for him.
But I did want to let you know I am sincerely sorry. That wasn't anything against you. Y'all take care. Love you. No homo. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
He talks to Taylor and Cole about his suspicions that CK is a traditional freeloader, not an innocent Jerry Springer-type walk-on. The karate lesson begins. Megan opts out because she is tired. Jimmy opts out because there is mayo on his uniform, and he's too angry. He yaps endlessly to CK like Vernon from Psychonauts, and she eventually apologizes because she was actually the one who sabotaged his eggnog. Brian kicks the door open and says he can't leave the show like this and wants her to wait for him at home because he can't go out this way.
I'm walking in. I'm not letting this be for nothing.
He says he wants her to go home because he will not. He says the harassment will never end if he leaves humiliated.
You know damn well that's true, though. If you go out like this and they find your shit, it's never gonna end.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, like
Look at Morrow.
look at Morrow.
Look at fucking
Look
Morrow.
at Simmons.
After hours spent trying to improve her mood, Bert committed to leaving. The fish are lined up so that she can make a shameful exit without any goodbyes. Despite her daring and her surprising willpower, and the multi-hour love bomb from Chris Lynch, Bert cited her fear of Jimmy as her reason for leaving. An editorial word on moral fagging. If we agree that Fish can do anything that Sam Hyde, the actor, can do in his role as the host, then I have to point to Goldstriker tossing a drawer through the garage after John tried to rip Letty's passport and call no foul. The glass was excessive, though, because it's dangerous and hard to clean. Jimmy, who may be the first straightforward fish-on-fish murderer in the history of Fishtank, calls for the genocide of Mormons and otherwise seems unapologetic.
We're monsters of their own creation.
Afterwards, Jimmy warns Brian he will need to talk to CK one-on-one and can't tell him why. Brian says Jimmy doesn't have to warn him if he's using his girlfriend against him. It's a game. Jimmy says it's for Brian's own good. CK heads upstairs with Jimmy, but enters B3 with Columbo.
I guess bottom line is, I'm onto your game, you leave me out of it, you go for the weaker hearts. I'm all for some extra people leaving to buy us some grace period. Some nice golden weeks where we don't have to sweat too much. Mm-hmm. And obviously I can't say that in front of Brian because if people were to pick up then, well, your mission would be failed and you'd be thrown out of here.
Yeah, don't worry about nothing. Trust me. I ain't here for that.
I don't want to leave. You don't want to leave. That much is clear.
But we got an understanding.
And again, it's nothing personal.
No, I totally know what you're saying. I do. I feel like we have an understanding of each other, Jimmy.
The issue they are trying to dispel is whether CK is the Jerry Springer type of guest she is portraying or a freeloader who is tasked with fucking with them. Jimmy successfully has her admit she is the latter and blackmails her into leaving him and his friends alone. Chris Lynch opens the bar. Several TTSs question if TJ and Taylor are a thing yet. Their reactions are hard to read, but TJ has been following her around a lot today. At the end of the evening, Jimmy and Brian tried to hide a conversation in the din at the bar. Luckily, your intrepid reporter clipped it, and adjusting the audio can't possibly save it. I can paraphrase to the best of what I could make out. Brian to Jimmy says he came so close to leaving today. Brian brings up the topic of freeloaders and questions what CK's role is. They say that certain courses of action aren't fair to her depending on how she is positioned, and Jimmy says he isn't above shitting in his hand and throwing it. Jimmy says he needs to write Brian a note. Brian replies that no matter how the game shakes out, quote, in a platonic way, I love you, man. Jimmy returns with the note, and after reading it, they stand and hug emotionally. Jimmy says,
Don't want to fuel the fire.
No, you're fine, man. But I did like 6 years of cross country, so I'm kind of
Brian replied that he doesn't want Jimmy to get angry again like he did today. He's too good for it. Jimmy burns the note. We obviously don't know for sure what was on the note, but I think the gist is that he understands she is motivated to fuck with him. Trisha has been forced to clean B2 due to the community service fish toy. A shit-faced Jimmy appears and startles her. He tells her that they're all in it together, as Squidwards, and that he doesn't blame her for her behavior today.
Like, I want to let you know, like, I really am sorry about what happened to you, and like, that shit wasn't right. And like, I just want you to know it's like, shit, man, it's like similar shit.
No, I was telling CK that literally right before I came here, I went through the same shit. Like, I was fucking with this dude, and all of a sudden he has a girlfriend, and like, it was really fucked up. And like,
It's like you're just tired of being used, you know?
yeah, and it's really hurtful. And
It's like you just want someone to fucking care about you for you, man. And it's like, I fucking get that.
And I thought it was like really genuine, and like I really looked up to him as like someone I could talk to and like all that. And
I mean, shit, man. Like I kept fucking saying, it's like the rest of your tattoos weren't from my fucking eyes. Like,
That time, I felt really bad because he woke me
He
up
wanted
that
to check
night.
on you.
Well, I was like,
The rest of the fish talk about waiting for Cole to be eliminated soon while he is passed out in the doghouse, but Shinji checks up on him.
I get this. You pooped. You drank it. This, yeah. Wow. It's wild.
Jimmy charges downstairs for doll activity after eating spaghetti with his hands.
if production is dead set on me.
Good boy, Jimmy, get that spaghetti. Good boy, finger, food. Good Jimmy, Jimmy, good boy, spaghetti boy. Good boy, Jimmy, Jim, good.
TJ takes him back upstairs and tucks him in for a second time.
I'll put a blanket over you. Come on. I just want you to be safe, okay?
Yeah, you're.
I don't want you to survive in the last 100%, 100 years, okay?
You
So-
want me to survive, I understand.
So, don't put this over your head, okay? Don't put this over your head. I swear. Don't kill yourself over this.
I won't
because
kill-
I'll feel bad and I'll want to kill myself too.
Okay.
So, if you gotta throw up,
Yeah.
just put this over. But don't do that.
Over my mouth.
If you don't have to throw up,
Don't do it.
don't do it. That's what I'm
Don't.
saying.
Don't do it.
Okay. This
Yeah.
is okay.
This is like cool.
Just so you know. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. But just so you know, there's plastic bags right here in case you throw up.
I understand.
Don't do that. Don't unless.
I understand. You're good. You're good.
TJ, I wanted to see you pregnant.
Me? That's not gonna happen, dude. I'm sorry.